The new owners of Boston Market used a unique strategy to try and stay profitable. They simply decided not to pay a lot of their bills. Here's why Boston Market seems to be floundering. Boston Market has had a wild ride since it opened in 1985 as Boston Chicken. The idea was to create a casual restaurant that sold fresh, healthy, everyday food. In 1989, the owners sold the chain to George Nadaff, who had opened the first KFC in the Boston area. Just 2 years later, a pair of executives from Blockbuster bought the chain. They went public with the company in 1993 and changed the name to Boston Market in 1995. The chain was doing $1 billion a year in sales in 1997, so the owners thought they would try taking it international. In just 1 year, they went bankrupt. However, McDonald's still felt the chain was a good gamble and bought it in 2000. McDonald's let go of the chain in 2007, selling it to Sun Capital Partners. Then, Sun Capital Partners passed it on to Engage Brands, LLC, in 2020. Engage Brands is ultimately owned by multimillionaire Jay Pandya. The chain was hopeful the new ownership would finally stabilize things. Instead, Boston Market has struggled more than ever before under his ownership. In 1998, when the Blockbuster duo tanked Boston Market and had to declare bankruptcy, there were 1,143 locations. By the time Sun Capital bought it from McDonald's in 2007, the number of restaurant locations had dwindled to 630, and it would only get worse. By 2019, the chain was down to just 409 locations. Boston Market has fared even worse under its current ownership with Engage Brands. Everything seemed hunky-dory at first, with the new owners opening 41 restaurants by April 2021 at a rate of 2 new restaurants per week. It even resurrected some long-dead restaurants. However, that trend was short-lived. As of October 2023, the website listed 262 open locations in 23 U.S. states and Guam, and some of those were actually permanently or temporarily closed too. Under its current ownership, Boston Market seems to have given up the idea of paying bills to an ever-growing list of vendors, food distributors, and landlords. An anonymous former Boston Market executive told Nation's Restaurant News, "From what I've heard, the owner said he didn't care if they sued him. He thought it was funny. From what I understand, he picked up the organization for cheap. I think he was just trying to maximize profits for the first few years he had ownership, and now he's just letting it bleed out."
Commercial property owners said in court filings they stopped getting rent checks. Hungry customers were pulling up Monday, shocked to find the Meriden location closed.
In July 2023, U.S. Foods lodged a complaint with an Illinois district court that Boston Market owes them around $11 million for food it has purchased, received, and never paid for throughout 2022 and 2023. Another food distributor in Fort Worth, Texas, Ben E. Keith, has taken out a lawsuit against the chain for another $1 million in unpaid invoices. Another company that has sued the chain is a data analytics company called SiteZeus. Still another is a refrigerator rental company called Polar Leasing Company. And even McDonald's has sued their former subsidiary for failure to pay the rent in locations they still own. Not only is Boston Market skimping on paying its vendors and landlords, but it's not always paying its employees on time either. Redditors from Ohio, Maryland, California, and Florida all confirmed the tendency to not get paid on time, with one writing, "This weekend my Boston Market is closed down because no one got paid on Friday again. Have to wait and hope it happens Monday." Not paying employees on time is a company-wide problem that's happened multiple times. This habit of not paying employees goes back to 2021, when New York employees banded together to sue the company. Arizona employees also sued the company in 2021 for not paying them at least minimum wage and not giving them overtime pay. In June 2023, employees at nearly all the Massachusetts locations sued the company for not paying them. Then, in August 2023, the New Jersey Department of Labor stepped in when it found that the company was paying its employees late or not at all. Government officials around the U.S. have ended up closing down stores and headquarters as the non-payment problem worsens. An official for the New Jersey Department of Labor said, "With restaurants across the country, Boston Market needs to set a better example for fair treatment of its workers." The New Jersey Department of Labor closed 27 locations in August 2023. Those shutdowns came with over $2.5 million in fines to cover back wages, fees, and damages. The closures were only temporary, and the chain was allowed to reopen the locations once it paid the 314 employees their paychecks totaling over $600,000 and paid the Department of Labor its fees. However, some locations remained closed even after the chain bailed itself out of its debts. A few months earlier, in May 2023, the Colorado Department of Revenue seized assets at the remaining 3 Colorado stores and the Colorado headquarters. These seizures were an attempt to recover over $300,000 of sales taxes and payroll taxes the company hadn't bothered to pay for over a year.
They will say, "Oh, we're going to get paid Wednesday night." This time around, I haven't gotten paid in a month.
With Boston Market not paying vendors and seemingly being lackadaisical about business practices in general, you probably won't be surprised to hear that restaurants are regularly running out of menu items. And it's not just a few sides that it's missing, it's a little bit of everything. The problem has gotten bad enough that employees sometimes end up having to make grocery store runs to pick up ingredients like mashed potatoes to stave off angry customers. One Redditor in Connecticut painted a grim picture in April 2023, saying, "No chickens at all on the rotisserie, served from some keep warm container, cold mashed, half-cooked corn muffins, mixed veggies are now broccoli only." And Redditors in Pennsylvania in September 2023 were distraught to find stores out of staples like turkey, mashed potatoes, and baked beans. Even if they don't go to Boston Market any other time of the year, people make orders for banquet-sized holiday meals for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. Boston Market received triple the number of orders as usual for Thanksgiving of 2020. However, once customers arrived to pick up their prepaid Thanksgiving meals, they arrived to find lines and chaos. People waited in line for up to 3 hours and often came home with an order that looked nothing as they expected, if they came home with anything at all. Customers found their orders missing items that the store had oversold or hadn't had time to cook yet. In some cases, the employees sent customers home with frozen food that they could cook at home instead, which sort of defeats the purpose of buying a pre-cooked holiday meal in the first place. One Redditor wrote, "Just as I made it inside the doors for my pickup, all they had left was cornbread. Funny thing was that it was on the news, and so was I. There was almost a fight. Some employees walked out, etc. I ended up ordering Thanksgiving dinner at Eaton Park, and it was fine." You would think things would have improved the following year, but in 2021, many customers who had prepaid for a Boston Market Thanksgiving meal in Los Angeles, California, arrived to find locations closed for the holiday.
No, it really sucks. I was really hoping to just kind of take it easy this Thanksgiving, not have to make a whole dinner for the family, and now I gotta find a plan B.
In the middle of the 2020 Thanksgiving food shortage crisis, Boston Market disregarded the chaos unfolding around the country and offered nothing but silence. It posted a Thanksgiving greeting on X, formerly known as Twitter, in the wee morning hours of Thanksgiving, encouraging guests to tell us what you're grateful for this Thanksgiving in the comments below. Customers started blowing up the comments with complaints about long waits and being grateful for having pizza at home after having their prepaid Boston Market order canceled. But there was no response from the chain to apologize or offer any sort of recompense. One customer who had been waiting in line for over 3 hours for her $200 order told 7 News in Miami, Florida, "I already called corporate. They don't have much to say."
Thanksgiving is supposed to be like a big thing with your family and enjoying a good meal together, and now it's just like, go eat a sandwich.
Boston chicken became less special when rotisserie chickens began appearing in grocery stores everywhere in the 1990s. The company changed its name to show it was about more than rotisserie chicken, but has barely kept up with food trends. As an anonymous Redditor said, "Your great-grandparents loved it. That was the problem." And their efforts to try and stay relevant haven't worked. In 2019, the restaurant jumped on the chicken sandwich trend. Then, in 2020, it offered a late-night menu that was only available between the hours of 9 p.m. and midnight. The company announced plans to offer more desserts in 2021, more flavors of rotisserie chicken, and more prime rib options, along with Nashville hot chicken sandwiches. It also tried some weird non-fried chicken nuggets in 2022. These changes haven't been enough to draw in the masses, especially when the masses can get chicken sandwiches and rotisserie chicken easier somewhere else. Most Boston Market locations don't even offer online ordering or drive-thrus. As the company has experienced more woes, the food has seemed to decline too. One Redditor wrote, "It was good way back when, and then McDonald's bought them. After that, downhill big time." Among other things, customers complain of small servings of instant rather than fresh mashed potatoes and sandwiches with bread that's too tough. During the 2020 Thanksgiving debacle, one disappointed customer commented on the chain's Facebook page that instead of a fresh turkey breast, they got an extra smoky, extra salty, inedible Mandalorian mudhorn egg for us to throw into the garbage. Many people don't know what Boston Market sells, and if they do, they probably have only ever ordered from them during holidays. Commercials showed roasting chickens, meats, and fresh vegetables. However, the focus was often on to-go orders and large portions of meat, making it seem more like something you'd order for a holiday or as a catering order. It was unclear to some people whether Boston Market was supposed to be a fast food joint or a sit-down restaurant. In 2015, the company tried shifting the focus of its ads from deals and limited-time offers to how it made the food. The idea was to highlight the fact that the ingredients came from farms before the store turned them into food for customers. But where else would food come from? Trying to stay relevant, it also tried its hand at social media, which didn't go great either. In one failed tweet from 2020, it asked, "What's something you can say to both your rotisserie chicken and your significant other?" As you could probably guess, it didn't take long for the answers from customers to get fairly weird. In 2019, Boston Market announced its new rotisserie rewards program, which allowed loyal customers to buy food and get rewards and special deals. But in 2023, the chain stopped the program without warning. Emails received by rewards program members said that the end of the program was immediate, so nobody had any chance to redeem the rewards points they hadn't yet spent. For a while, even some employees didn't know why the rewards weren't working, and calls to customer service weren't helpful since nobody answered. As you can imagine, customers were upset to suddenly lose points they'd held onto for future free food. It took the feeling of loyalty right out of the loyalty program. One Redditor wrote, "I had like 400 points saved up. No wonder Boston Market has been empty these days." Boston Market made $615 million in sales in 2014 under Sun Capital. However, since then, it's been in decline, and the many missteps from current owners and Gage brands haven't helped. Overall, sales have fallen 26% since 2019. In 2022, Boston Market brought in just $373 million, which was a 10% drop from the previous year alone. Those figures mean that Boston Market has slid all the way to number 103 on the rank of the highest grossing restaurant chains in America, landing it between Taco John's and Cold Stone Creamery. The final casualty? Facing a slew of lawsuits, owner Jay Pandya reportedly declared personal bankruptcy in December 2023.